Hello and welcome to the Writecome.com podcast, where we help you to make money from your words. Each episode will be sharing tips, tricks, and strategies you can use to make more money from your writing, publishing, and marketing to your fans and audience. Let's get started with your host, Barry J. McDonald.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode from Writecome.com. And today's podcast episode is entitled, Don't Be in a Hurry to Get So Big. Now, I'm sure you remember back when you were small, and you were looking at your parents or you were looking at your older brothers or sisters, you wanted to do all the things that they were doing. You wanted to wear makeup, you wanted to wear their clothes, you wanted to be able to drive a car like your father did, you wanted to have a job so you'd have your own money. And, you know, it's only when we've kind of reached our grown-up years that we didn't realise that there's taxes has to be paid, there's all these different things we need to do now that we weren't aware of at the time. But when we were small, you know, it seemed like an ideal future that you would have all those clothes or you'd be able to drive a car or you'd have cash in your pocket and all that. And a lot of people, you know, with their businesses feel like that too as well. You know, you may be small right now, maybe you only have 100 email subscribers, or maybe you have a small following on Instagram, or maybe you have a blog that maybe isn't getting many daily readers at the moment, and you're looking around at everybody else and you're thinking, God, wouldn't it be great to have 1 million followers on Instagram? Wouldn't it be great to have, you know, so many people coming to my blog every day? Or wouldn't it be great to have 100,000 email subscribers right now? But if all that was given to you, would you be ready for it? You know, if I just magically click my fingers and I gave you 100,000 email subscribers tomorrow, would you feel a little bit nervous sending those emails out? Would you know what to write about? Would you be afraid that you might lose some of those email subscribers? Or again, too, if I click my fingers and I gave you 1 million followers on Instagram, how would it change the type of content that you would be creating? Would you be creating the same content that you are now? Or would you be looking at your photographs and thinking to yourself, well, you know, will they really like this? Will they really like me if I put this content out there? Maybe I'll lose some of these followers, and, you know, you'll end up being maybe a little bit nervous because you have such a huge following. And again, too, your daily blog, you know, how would that influence the type of content that you were writing? You know, because maybe you've only got maybe 20 people that visit every day, I'm sure it probably is very freeing in that you can just write anything on your blog today. You can do whatever you want. But if you had like 100,000 people visiting your blog every day, I'm sure it would make you think twice of the type of content that you're going to put out that day, the type of things that you would say. And, you know, you would have probably a fear that you may lose some of these readers if you aren't giving them the type of content that they are expecting. So wherever you are in your business right now, it's best to be where you are right now. Maybe it's best that you still have the training wheels. You know, as I said many times before in this podcast, you know, it's better to make your mistakes when nobody's around. You know, even on this podcast here, the numbers may be low. And because of that, then I don't really care that if I do make a mistake right now, because I know the numbers are low. I'm only making a fool of myself in front of maybe 10 people, 20 people, maybe 100 people at most. Maybe the numbers may grow in the future. I don't know. But it's better for me to do a lot of podcast episodes now when I have only a small few listeners, so that if sometime in the future I do grow a bigger following or I do get more podcast listeners, well, at least I will be prepared for when that number comes along. I'll be better polished, and hopefully maybe my content might be a bit better. Maybe I might be able to speak better in these podcast episodes or whatever. But I'll probably have more experience under my belt, and the type of podcast episodes I will be recording then will probably be a lot more polished and will probably be a lot better. And again, too, as I said before, you know, if you are someone who is collecting email addresses right now and you only have maybe 10 email subscribers and you're holding back and you're saying to yourself, well, I'm not going to send any emails out yet. I'm going to wait until I have maybe 100 email subscribers or 1,000 email subscribers, and then I'm going to start doing some email marketing. Again, I would caution you on that. I would say to you, start right now, make your mistakes right now, and then by the time those big numbers do come along, you will be better prepared and fit to cope with them. So that's what you to think about today. You know, if somebody did give you 100,000 email subscribers or gave you 1 million followers on Instagram, how would you feel? Would you be able to cope with that? Would the pressure be too much on you? Would you be too nervous creating content? And maybe if it is, maybe the long slog up to those numbers is something that you should appreciate, that it's better to make all the mistakes right now. And it's better to grow into that type of person that will be well fit to cope with 100,000 email subscribers or 1,000 followers on Instagram or whatever, that you'll be big enough to cope for it. Because right now, you know, you may be looking at all those different things, but right now you could be that toddler looking at the grown-up and wishing you were there. And as I said, sometimes when you are in the toddler's position or in the grown-up position now, you realise how much pressure you have on you and all the different things you didn't even realise that you needed to do being a grown-up. So, are you big enough for your business? And if you're not, maybe it's time that you maybe just, you know, hold off a little bit and appreciate, you know, where you are right now and make all the mistakes where you are right now. And when those big numbers do come later on, you'll be well fit for them. So as always, if you'd like to find out more about Rightcome, or if you'd like to head on over and get a free copy of our wonderful free video course, which is called Bookmark Books. Now in this video course, I'm going to show you how anyone can create their own money-making product from their internet history. Now, if that is something you'd like to be interested in, or if maybe you already have a business and you're thinking of maybe another income stream, I highly recommend you go over to Rightcome, you put your email into the opt-in box, and I will send that video course directly on to you. So as always, have a lovely day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like more from the Rightcome.com podcast, be sure to subscribe now for more tips, tricks, and ideas you can use to make more money from your words. See you in the next episode.